Hi everyone, this is Sarah at Health by Sarah. Today I'm going to be talking to you about a breast pump review and my experiences with a couple other breast pumps in the past. And I hope you find this review to be very helpful to you. I'm very happy with the current one I'm going to review with you. So let's jump in. I recently found out about this breast pump. It is called the Hakka, Hakkaa. I got it with the little stopper inside, and it's really the smallest little breast pump that I have ever seen, which is really awesome. Now, my experience in the past is with the Medela breast pump. It's about a $200 breast pump. It was actually all paid for by my insurance, so I didn't have to pay a penny for it, which is really great. I have that and the Medela hand pump as well. And I recently gave birth to my second child, but I had experience pumping with my first child. And I exclusively breastfed her until I gave her solids around 4.5 months, and breastfed her until a little after 2 years old, right before my second child was born, and weaned her off. But I actually mostly did not pump very much with her at all because I found it to be just way too much work. I was able to stay at home with her, so I was able to get away with not pumping most of the time. But if I wanted to leave my husband with some milk behind whenever I did things, then I would have to pump, and I just really hated it every time. I would almost never pump because I just hated it so much, and I'm gonna get into those reasons right now. So let me tell you about the 5 reasons that I really love the Hakka breast pump. First of all, I love it for portability. As I showed you, this thing is really small and it can just fit inside my purse. It can just go anywhere with me. So I don't have to have a lot of space to carry it. Second of all, it takes minimal effort, as I kind of alluded to before. The Medela, it took a ton of effort to use it because I didn't have to put on, I would put on a pumping bra, and this one you don't have to put on a pumping bra. There's basically no setup with this thing because it just suctions on to your breast, and the milk just flows from there. Even if you can't really pump very much with the other one, your body kind of gets used to the Hakka pump after a while. So yeah, there's very minimal effort with that, which I love, especially with 2 small kids now. The third reason is there is very easy cleanup. Just these 2 little pieces versus the Medela or a regular breast pump. There's all these little parts to it. There's the tubing, there's the bottles, there's the suction parts, there's a bunch of other different parts that I don't remember what they're called. But the point is that there's just way too many little tiny pieces to clean with a regular breast pump, and this only has like 2 little pieces, and it takes me like a minute or less to wash it, which is great because especially if you're pumping like several times a day, that is such a pain in the neck to just have to clean it every single time and to sanitize it once a day. I just really hated that. So that's why I wouldn't really do it very often. The fourth one, the Hakka is actually a milk saver or catcher. So if you were nursing your child, like I could be doing it right now if I wanted to on the other side, but you could be nursing on one side and pumping on the other, which you can do with a regular breast pump, but you don't even necessarily have to be breastfeeding at the same time, because sometimes you'll have milk let down and that milk will be going to waste if you didn't have anything to catch it with. So this thing is just really easy to catch the letdown with. Also, it allows you to very discreetly pump. It doesn't really bother me or embarrass me to pump. It's just if you were on the phone with somebody, or say you, I don't know, you had to be around other people and you didn't want this loud noise in the background, then the Hakka doesn't have any noise, because all it is doing is really catching your flow, and it's kind of squeezing it out at the same time, just at a slower rate, I imagine, than a regular pump. But I just love that it doesn't make any sound, because my breast pump is just really super loud. And I think most of them are anyway. But on another note, I have heard of other pumps that don't really make a lot of sounds. They're very expensive though. Like the one I've heard about is called the Willow breast pump, and I guess there aren't any tubes with that one either, which is really nice. So if you wanted to go into a meeting at work with that one, you could, and you could just be really anywhere and do that. But this one, you could just simply wear your nursing cover if you wanted to do it around other people, and no one would know that you're actually pumping, I guess, because I guess maybe because of the nursing cover, but they wouldn't be able to hear anything. So those are the reasons that I really love this new pump. It has really been a way to make my life simpler, because I do want to pump milk for those times that I want to leave the house and I can't have my baby around me. Like, for example, when I want to sing in the choir at church, or maybe with any of my singing gigs, I wouldn't be able to bring my baby with me, but it wouldn't be for a terribly long amount of time. So I would just need to have a little bit of milk, and I try to do it about once a day and try to have like 3 to 4 ounces each time. So I'm slowly building up a supply, but it's definitely a lot more than I was able to do with my first child. So that's definitely an improvement for me. If you're in my situation where you're a stay-at-home mom and you're exclusively breastfeeding or breastfeeding a lot, and you also want to build up somewhat of a supply, then I would highly recommend getting the Hakka. So I hope you found this to be helpful, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. You'll know when I post. Until next time, bye!